You are now listening to Talk Your Jits podcast.
Welcome back to the Talk Your Jits podcast. This podcast is, as the name implies, all about Jiu Jitsu. I'm your host, Lamar Smith, and today's guest is a blue belt who trains at National City Jiu Jitsu Club, located in National City, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Richard.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
How you doing today?
Pretty good, man. A little tired, but other than that, I'm here. I'm alive.
Heard that.
All right, man. So, man, first and foremost, man, I appreciate you taking some time out to do an episode with me today. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Without further ado, let's get this ball rolling. If you want to introduce yourself again, by all means, and let's hear about your jiu-jitsu journey.
Okay. So I'm Matt Richard. I'm originally from Connecticut, but I joined the Navy. So now I'm out here in San Diego. I started jiu-jitsu when I was back in Connecticut. I was like 19 years old. Took a lot of time off in between, and now I'm 29, so it's been 10 years. I'm still a blue belt because all the time I took off, but I'm still doing it.
Okay, so how'd you get started?
I think I saw something like on social media about jiu-jitsu, and it just looked really cool to me. I had a little bit of wrestling experience in the past, so I thought I might like it, and eventually I tried it and been obsessed ever since.
Nice. So you said it's been 10 years off the mat. So I know a lot has changed since you probably, when you started. So what's kind of some of the differences you've been seeing since when you first started versus like now?
I remember when I first started, a lot of it was just like forceful movements. I feel like it wasn't as technical then as it is now. Because now I find myself setting things up a lot better. And in the beginning, it was just me using all my strength for everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that.
I mean, you when you first start, man, you compensate, technique for strength and vice versa. I mean, I still struggle with that every now and then, but yeah, like, you see that a lot. It's like you think because like, I'm strong, I'm this and that, but man, once you really like learn jiu-jitsu, you like that stuff does not matter. It matters, but at first it's like, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Like you can be a 250-pound guy going against a guy that's like 120. He'll make you feel like you're like 9 pounds easily.
Seriously.
Easily. I've seen it happen. It happened to me a lot. There was like, man, there's no way I should be being like moved like this by someone that's like I'm like twice their size. But it works. Jiu-jitsu works, man.
Jiu-jitsu works.
It does work. So, your school that you currently at now, how did you land there?
So I was going to Jocko's gym, Victory MMA out here.
Okay.
It's like a really popular place, but it's just really overcrowded. I don't know. So I kind of just like put jiu-jitsu off to the side for a little bit. And then I moved out here in Imperial Beach, and I checked out a couple places here. Wasn't really a fan of them. And so then I just went on maps and was looking at places, just calling them up. And when I found National City, really friendly on the phone and very welcoming. And so I went over there, I tried a class, and I signed up right away because it was good. Very clean and good place to train for sure.
Yeah. I had a conversation with the guest about this a while back, and we were talking about like, because they've been to like a couple other schools, and you literally have to shop around. Like you just can't go to one place and think like, oh yeah, this is gonna be where I gotta stay or I'm gonna end up at. Like, yeah, like if that vibe is not right, man, it's like, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
About Jocko School, yeah, he's very, very popular. His school is, probably one of the biggest, that's not a like Gracie school. And I can only imagine that many people on the mats.
Yeah, and it was a big place
Like,
too.
yeah.
But
Because like places like that, you really have to like, shine to
mhm.
get that recognition. And I was, that's one of the things that pops in my head too sometimes, like where I'm like, man, but if I went to a bigger school, like how far would I have gone in jiu-jitsu?
Right.
Because granted, you have your instructor and you have your assistant instructors who kind of like monitor everything, but still, man, you still feel like no one knows who you are because of the class is so big.
Yeah, some of those classes were like 40 people. So
That's a seminar.
yeah, that's what it felt like. But
So your school. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say where I am now is a smaller school.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the most people we get in a class, like sometimes maybe 20, which is still a lot of
Okay.
people, but we have a lot of classes that'll be just like 4 of us or 6 of us. So
Yeah. We like that too. Our school is small. I think we got I think it's like 12 of us. And we probably get like a good, including me and my training partner, we probably get like 7 on a typical day. But like it's so weird how that works out. Like you'll come to class one day, it's like 1 or 2 people. Then the next day, like everybody shows up. And then you like, yeah, man, we need more days like that. And then the next class is like 2.
yeah,
It's like every single time. But yeah, it's hard to find people that's consistent like that. That that want to be in the gym every single day, but can't. Because I'm that way. I'm like, if I can train jujitsu every single day, I probably would. Probably would.
right.
So, I mean, which I have been doing. Like, I have gotten some free time, so been cross training and whatnot. So getting some more jujitsu in from different schools is always fun in my book.
It is.
So what else, man? What else? Like, what else kept you? Like, what drew you back to jujitsu? I should say, because you say you took some time off, and now you're back at it.
Well, so I really took time off just because I was working so much. So I didn't really have the time to train. But I don't know, just thinking about it and like how much I enjoyed it. So I just told myself to go, and I finally did.
Said best decision in the world, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you compete, or you just kind of just train?
I just train. I have competed in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Once as a white belt, once as a blue belt. And it was fun. It's just not for me. Like the paying for it and the traveling, and I don't know. I'd rather just train.
Yeah, yeah. I I competed before. Actually got a turn. I got grappling industries in like a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Dang, I just realized that today's the 18th. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is grappling industries. So I've been, getting ready for that. And I was that same way too, man. When I started, um, I seen a couple of my friends of mine's compete, a couple of training partners compete, and it was kind of like, that's okay. That's cool. Yeah. It's like I said, it's not for me. But just up and decide to do a tournament one day, and it's kind of like, all right, I can see how people get addicted to this, like addicted to competing. It's
Yeah.
not like a end all be all for me, Like if I compete, cool. If I don't, I'm not gonna like lose sleep over it. But I highly encourage everyone to at least try it once at each belt level. Not not to say not to become a competitor, but you can kind of get a gauge of how your skills match up to someone else who don't know your game.
Yeah, right.
Granted, you can go to another school and get that, but it's not going to be as competitive as, say, if a tournament would be. So, I use, I tell everybody, use it as a benchmark. Don't, if you lose, you lose. If you get tapped, you get tapped. So be it. Don't look at it as, oh, my jiu-jitsu sucked because I didn't win. Your jiu-jitsu is going to suck regardless, but at least you know how bad you suck. Nah, but
yeah.
We just like keep saying that, like, yeah, I my jiu-jitsu sucked just a little bit less than it did yesterday.
Yeah, some days are great, and some days you just get humbled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time, And I mean, everyone has it. Everyone has egos. I tell everybody this, like, it's gonna get checked, regardless if you feel like you have one or not. Your ego will get checked because you're gonna get that smaller guy. You're gonna get that that one girl who trains like religiously. You're gonna roll with and get smoked. It happens. It happens. But yeah, once you get past that, man, jiu-jitsu gets a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to beat myself up a lot, like if I didn't have a good day. But I think like right as I was approaching getting my blue belt, that's when I just kind of stopped caring. And now I'm almost a purple belt. I got 2 stripes back in December. So now I'm at 4 stripe blue. And yeah, the ego thing's not so much of a thing anymore.
Yeah, same here. I think, roughly around blue belt is when I stopped caring about, colors and stripes and stuff like that. Because I remember there was one time I think I was still a white belt, and I ended up staying home from class, and then like my instructor had posted like a couple people got stripes, and I was pissed. I was so pissed. I was like, man, I should have been in class. But after a while, I was kind of like, all right, they're gonna be there eventually, man. Let's just learn this. Just learn this jiu-jitsu, man. Once you like let that go, like, oh man, why am I still this color? Or why haven't I got a stripe or promotion? That should just give you a sign to just push harder.
Right.
It's not much is going to change from you getting one stripe to the next, or you going from blue belt to purple belt. Not much change. Nothing just magically like, oh, that's what they mean about XYZ when you get a new belt.
Yeah, right.
Like, you still gonna suck. You're still gonna get caught in something. You're still gonna learn. I mean, you're still learning. You're still growing. But it don't matter. It doesn't matter. I wonder. I ask people, like, if jiu-jitsu didn't have a belt ranking system, would you still do it?
I would. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very, very, very fun.
Good for you.
Yeah. So, how much has like jiu-jitsu like took over like your everyday life, or has that happened yet?
I mean, yeah, it has, because I'm always thinking about it, and sometimes I'll go to 6 classes in a week, but like last week I went one time, and I kind of got hard on myself about that, but it's okay, like everybody's got to take some time off eventually.
Yeah, but it's so hard to.
I know.
It's so hard to, especially when you get a good rhythm going. It's like, oh, I haven't missed a class in about a month. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
so Now on average, though, I'd probably say I go like 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seems like my perfect balance for the time being.
Yeah, it's about the same, 3 to 4. We have 3, we have 3 class, 3 days where we have class and we have open mat. But last week, I had got in touch with one of our affiliates, and he had a school out in Canton, Michigan. So we was like, oh, let's go, visit their school and train with them. And we've been out there like 3 days this week.
Oh wow!
So it was like Monday. No, was it Monday? No, Monday we had our class. Tuesday we went out there for one of their classes. Wednesday we went out there for a seminar. And then we was out there Saturday and then came back and did our class. So
Okay.
it was rough. It was a rough week. like I've never done, jiu-jitsu this many days straight in 1 week, but I'm happy. I enjoyed it. The instructor there, James, is a very, very humble guy, very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. And it's sometimes it's fun, being a black belt, sometimes just to sit back and just be a student and not necessarily like teach all the time. But yeah, it was definitely fun, definitely worth it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So is your school, is it, well, I know you don't compete, but is it a competition school or is it just like, it's like kind of like a mixed bag?
It's a mixed bag, but I mean, we do have people that compete a lot. We also have in-house competitions, so like people from all over will come to compete, and it's pretty cool. My main professor, he competes a lot, like every chance he gets. So yeah, it's definitely a big competition school, but still a mixed bag. We got plenty of people that don't compete, like myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm literally like the only guy at my school compete. We got a couple other guys that's been considering it. But as of right now, I'm like, yeah, I'm the only one that competes. And especially like now with grappling industries as a black belt, you can compete at any event for free. So it's like, all right, well, why not?
Well, then you may as well.
Might as well. There's nothing to lose there. So once I found that out, I was like, yeah, I'll be the one. And I think there's the one in that's a couple weeks in April, and I think they got a couple more coming up in June and July, I think. But like here in Ohio, it's like a 2-hour drive, so
Oh, you're in Ohio?
That's not bad. No, I'm in Detroit. I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have I think they got one in Cincinnati. They usually have one in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So like I said, it's like a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive down there to go compete. So
yeah, that's not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all, man. Yeah, the sport is addicting. It's like it just takes over everything you do, and like everything is like, oh man, how could I apply this to jiu-jitsu? Or how can I apply jiu-jitsu to like my everyday, day-to-day type deal? So it gets wild. Have you did any other martial art before?
I did karate when I was like 4, but that didn't last very long. Never really got interested in trying that again. At my last school, when I was still in Connecticut, they had a lot of martial arts. Like jiu-jitsu was like the biggest thing, but they had pretty much everything else. So I tried some Krav Maga and I tried some Muay Thai. It was fun, but it didn't reel me in like jiu-jitsu did, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try them again. I don't really care to at the time though.
Yeah, I can see it in your face. It's kind of like, if I do, I do. I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious about that. Like, other people that do other martial arts, like what draws them to that martial art? Because I only can speak for myself as far as like jujitsu, because I've been doing this for like consistently for the 6.5 years. I've done Muay Thai, I've done kickboxing, and whatnot, but nothing stuck with me like Jiu Jitsu did.
Right.
So I keep trying to find people to like come on the show and talk about that, like what draws them to the martial art that they so addicted to, because I can see it for me why jiu-jitsu is addicting, but like I said, I've never grasped karate like that. I never caught on to MMA like that. I love watching it, I love the sport, but like actually training MMA and stuff like that, it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, I also did a couple MMA classes, but same, just wasn't as interested. I don't know why, but it's okay.
Right? It's like whatever. It's like if we find out, we find out. If we don't,
Yeah.
it's whatever. So what's been your go-to techniques so far?
Like as far as submissions or just
submissions. Well, what's your game? What's your go-tos? I'm exposing you right now.
Big one recently that's been working really well for me is a baseball bat choke from close guard. Well, I mean, not really close guard because you got to open up to do it, but yeah, like I'll just I'll put in my thumb grip, and then I'll kind of like just slowly open up my guard so that they'll pass. And when they start to pass, I do 4 fingers on the other side and then just drop right into it.
Yeah.
It's good bait.
That's my instructor's go-to, man, right there. That baseball choke.
That's a good one.
So
Like
nasty.
I'll do it from knee shield too. Like if I'm down there, why not? I get a lot of arm bars from mount. Occasionally from guard, but not usually.
Nah, I've never been successful with an armbar from guard.
No, it's not my thing. I've hit it maybe like twice. That's it.
Like I've passed it up a few times, where like, yeah, I don't want this. I don't care. Like I want this guy off of me. I don't want to be stacked. I don't want to be smashed. I want this guy off of me. So I'm just gonna move.
Yeah. Since I was a white belt, plenty of Americanas too. I hit those all the time. Like if I'm on top side control, I'll put my leg over their head, like kind of as if I'm going for a canto choke. So that they like try to move my leg, and then I mean you gave it to me, so just
right there,
easy.
So are y'all strictly gi, or y'all kind of like do both?
I prefer the gi, but I do both. I don't know. Something about like the grips that's just fun to me. Like when I'm doing no gi, I feel like a wrestler. And when I'm doing gi, I feel like more of a martial artist. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Elaborate. That's a curious, that's very curious how you said that.
I think maybe just because it's traditional, because it started in the gi, right? So I feel like no gi stuff is more just newer, and I don't know. It's a little different, The gi's a lot older.
Yeah. True. I have fallen in love with no gi a lot.
Yeah.
Like I prefer it. Like I've become to the point where like I prefer no gi over gi. To me, I like the speed, the athleticism of no gi. The movements and everything else like that. Gi is cool. I love it, especially when I want to play one of those like those slow, long games. Just frustrating people with grips and whatnot. But me and my training partner, we always go back and forth about that because he's like you, like He loves gi. He'll roll no gi, but if he had to choose, it would be gi. And I'm the complete opposite. Like I wouldn't mind rolling in gi, but if I had to choose, it would be no gi.
I like both, but yeah, gi for me.
So it gets so heavy, man. Someone can make you feel like you're like 1,000 pounds in a gi.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, like it's night and day, man. It's just a complete difference. Like your game changes a lot when it comes to working gi and no gi. Granted, you don't have your grips in no gi, but a lot of stuff you can still kind of go for, but you kind of have to like play with it a little bit. But
right,
it's a two sides of the same coin, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what else, man? What else has been going on with you and your jiu-jitsu journey?
Well, like as I mentioned, I got 2 more stripes on the blue belt. So the next step is purple. But I do not feel like I'm really at that level right now. So I if I could control it, I'd rather not be promoted yet. I feel like a lot of people imposter syndrome. Something like that.
I'm gonna tell you that now. That does not change.
No.
No matter what belt you at, it's not gonna change, dude. Because you'll get like once you finally get used to being a blue belt, you're like, oh, here's your purple belt, and you're like, wait, I just got used to this one.
Yeah.
Can I get that one back? Like I want to play with hang out with this one for a little bit longer. That's how I definitely felt like that once I got my purple belt. Because I got my purple belt right after COVID. After they lifted the restrictions in COVID. So it was like I haven't been training, I haven't been working out at home like I kept telling myself to do. And then once they was like, okay, we're gonna start lifting the restrictions. My instructor was like, yeah, we got something to take care of. You want to test? And I was like, yeah, sure. Knowing I shouldn't have not have tested for my purple belt. And I struggled. Oh man, I struggled. I was dead like by the time the test was over. But yeah, once I got that, and then fast forward, it was like, yeah, I'll get ready for my brown belt. And it was just like, all right, what happened? I just got this. I just got used to this purple belt. What happened? And like I said, there's that imposter syndrome is never gonna fade. Granted, I just got my my black belt last year. I still feel like that mid purple belt. Like
You
I
said you've
just
been
gotten
training for
used to this.
6.5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's really quick to get a black belt.
I train a lot, man. I train is a lot. It's 2-3 times a week, sometimes 2 a days if we had classes. And plus I was an instructor too, so I was there a lot.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of people are like, oh man, how'd you get your belt in 6 years? Like I don't know. I just
trained a lot.
I just showed up to class, man, and got a belt. It's like, hey, you want this? Like, right, sure. I mean, if my instructor, I've never been the type like, oh man, I wish I was, I should have been this X amount of time ago. If my instructor was like, hey, I feel like you're ready, who am I to tell him no?
Right.
He knows better than I do.
Yeah, and so that's why I don't I trust his judgment, my professor. So if that belt comes, then it comes. It's not like I can be like, no thanks. Like
I know, right in front of class. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on this. So do y'all guys test for y'all belt, or is it just like hey, you got your belt?
No, So it's not really a test, but it's just like a Shark Tank kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're
Mm-hmm.
getting your belt that day, they'll grab you, and then the higher up is going to come at you with the boxing gloves, and you got to take them down, and then for the rest of it, they're just destroying you, just really getting in there, and then finally, after like a half hour of that, get up and there's your belt.
Yeah, we have that self-defense portion in our testing. For blue and purple, it's you get 2 one-on-one matches. You know, they got boxing gloves, you just got jiu-jitsu. Um, brown and black. Did he start that at purple? Anyway, I know for sure brown and black, it's 2-on-1s. So it's like, you know, two guys will punch him, you know, with boxing gloves. You got jiu-jitsu, you gotta be able to take them down and just stop them from beating you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just ironically I saw this video a couple of days ago. I sent it to my instructor and a couple other guys where a guy was getting his next promotion for his belt, and his instructor came at him full speed, boxing gloves, and was just teeing off. He tried to fight back a little bit, but the whole time he just curled up.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
It's a reality check.
Yeah. It is, man. It is. Like I'm gracious enough to never have to use jujitsu outside of training. But yeah, that's what we practice. Like if you can't use this in the gym, how are you gonna use it in the street?
Right.
Yeah, so we practice self-defense. Like, you know, someone in, you know, on in full mount with, you know, throwing strikes, someone at your side control throwing strikes. All positions that we get into jiu-jitsu, we start in those positions with the person on top throwing strikes, and you just have nothing but jiu-jitsu to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, it definitely shows you like, okay, are you able to, you know, keep yourself focused, keep yourself calm, control yourself to be able to defend yourself, or are you going to panic and just curl up and just get stomped? Yeah, we know no one wants to get stumped out in the street. It's not a
No.
good look. Not a good look for nobody. So we try to you know, be realistic as possible when it comes to people, because we kind of do those classes every few months because we get new people in as, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's learning under us, and we just gotta, you know, let them know like we're not that type of school where it's like we're going to teach you this stuff just to teach you this stuff. You know, we teach you to be able to protect yourself. You know, we teach you the martial art, but we also train you to think street. Like you know not to pull guard in a street fight.
Never.
You know not to try to, you know, slam someone and try to hold them down in a street fight. You know not to let no one get on top of you in a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because in a street fight, everything is legal. So you sitting there trying to hold them while they're, you know, slamming your head against the concrete.
Right.
So, and ironically, it's a lot of schools that don't teach that.
Yeah. I mean, we do. You know, we we don't have like any classes that are like strictly self-defense though. You know, like most of the time it's competition-based things. But
Mm-hmm.
when we are doing this stuff, like he wants us to like protect our face, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
when we're drilling, just for so I guess like that's mainly the self-defense that we do like incorporate within it. It's little things.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you. It's not like you. I'm not gonna say you need a lot because you're already learning to defend yourself with jujitsu. It's just like, yeah, you know, learn to keep your hands up, wrap their
Mhm.
hands up so they can't punch you. You know, tie it and frustrate them enough to where you can get out. You can use your technique.
Right.
Because even, you know, even with our big guys of just rolling, I'm like, dude, I'm not expending all this energy with you. No. Especially if we go in, 3-4 rounds, man. 3-4 minute rounds. I'm not about to tussle with you all the whole round.
No.
Nope. I'm gonna let you transition. I'm gonna let you move. I'm gonna let you do whatever you want to for that first 2 minutes. And then after I feel that you're getting tired, and that's when I try to turn up. That's been my survival
That's smart.
tactics because I come from a school of like a lot of big guys.
Okay.
Yeah, like my instructor is like 6 something, 300 some pounds, big guy, can move. So yeah, that old school smashed out jiu-jitsu, man. Pressure pass and all that other stuff. Yeah, eventually you get tired of being squashed. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
not about to tussle with you. Not about to do it at all.
Yeah, last week I had a 100% roll with one of our brown belts, and I think he got like 3 farts out of me. Like he like when he swept me so hard, like when I was trying to pass his guard, and oh man, I didn't see it coming.
It happens, man. It
Yeah.
happens. Because like there have been times where like even with my instructor or even with like a training partner, if we're teaching class, I'm like, what you going over? What you going over today? We're going over, neon belly. Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't be your
That's a
uki
given.
today. like I can't. I can't do that today. Are we going over smash passes today? Like, nah, not today. Not today. Not today. Oh man, but Matt, so we have a staple here, man. We ask everybody that comes on the show. Um, it's like I say, it became a staple of the show. Past or present, no particular order. Top 3 people you would love to get a chance to roll with.
Wow, that's a hard one. So we're saying like notable people?
It don't have to be. It don't have to be notable people.
Those Rutolo brothers. You know the twins? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those
Mm-hmm.
guys are dogs.
Yeah.
So
Savages, man.
one of them, Dean Lister, and shit, I'll throw Jocko in there too.
I would love to roll with Jocko. Jocko,
Yeah,
I know would be a bloodbath, but it would be one that's enjoyed.
yeah. But yeah, I
Very
guess
much
that
so.
would be
Very
my
much so.
3.
So either the Rotolo brothers, the Dean Lister, and Jocko.
Yep.
It's not a bad list. Solid list. I like the Rotolo brothers, man. They're definitely, man. I can't remember his name. The one he just competed in gi for like the first time. Um,
Yeah, I saw that. I can't think of the name either though.
I'm like, come on, dude, you should not be moving like that in the gi. Like you still rolling no gi. That's crazy. Man, it's just I don't know what to say about it, man. It's just like unbelievable how good these guys are.
They're so
But I
quick
guess it. Mm-hmm.
and just monsters.
I mean, I guess if you like, if you had, someone like, your sibling who trained with you, you can't help but get better.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and they
you have
started when they were
you have
really
a
little.
live-in training partner. Yeah, there was like 5 or 6, I think, when they started.
Yep.
Man, could you imagine starting doing jujitsu at 6?
I wish. I wish that my parents like put me in, but I don't really think it was around yet.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I don't think I like growing up. I don't think I've heard of any jujitsu schools. Actually, no, I haven't heard of any jujitsu schools until I actually started training jujitsu.
Okay.
Because it was never. I mean, they was around, but it wasn't as prominent as it is now. It was either, karate or kickboxing or MMA.
Yep.
So it was never like a strictly jujitsu school until like I found the one I started at H2O, and it was like, oh, this is a thing. This is something they do here in Detroit. And next you know, it's like I got schools like 50 schools around me, like in arm's reach. I can throw a rock and hit a jujitsu school now.
Yeah, I mean, San Diego especially, there's gyms everywhere here. Back home in
I
Connecticut,
believe it.
we have decent amount of schools, but not like out here. Nothing like out here.
Yeah, we're actually supposed to be traveling to Cali in May. Our instructor Joe Moore, he's getting his coral belt.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a big thing. So I'm excited. That's who seminar. He had a seminar here, at last week, and then like I say, he had his ninth degree coming up in May. So it's pretty exciting, man. Pretty exciting.
That's
So
huge.
yeah, and like it's supposed to be um how long did they say? It's an all day thing. I think it starts like from 11 to like 6 at night.
Wow.
I'm like, man, from 11 to 6 doing like just all jujitsu. I mean, there's other stuff in there too, but just training for that long, man. I'm like, ew. that's
Yeah,
about to be grueling, though.
that's a lot.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to actually be able to go to Cali because we've been supposed to been going down there like the last couple years, and then and we finally get to go. So I'm really excited.
You should be.
Yeah. Well, all right,
Gotta be
Matt.
pretty
Unless you
cold
got
over
any
there.
other, I'm sorry, huh?
It's gotta be pretty cold where you are right now, no?
Man, it was 70 something degrees 2 days ago. Now it's 34 today. I'm like, make up your mind. We were just outside, hot, and now it was like, oh, yesterday we were like, oh, it's actually snowing right now. Oh, and it's actually sticking. Okay, good job. Like Michigan, get it together, man. Get it together.
Yeah.
But something I'm used to. Like, yeah, I think it's like supposed to be like in the 30s for like the next few days, and then mid 50s and 60s next week or something like that. That's just that's just Michigan for you, man. You witness all 4 seasons in one week.
Yep. I hear that.
Yeah, man. Unless you got any other questions for me, fire away. If not, let the people know what you're doing. Shout out your school or whatever you want to do, man. The floor is all yours.
All right, yeah, I think I'm good. National City Jiu Jitsu. If anybody's ever traveling through San Diego, come roll with us. It's a good time.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you
If
for
we
having
got,
me,
I
man.
mean, oh yeah, sure, man. Anytime, man. If we got extra time, because we're supposed to be going to Santa Ana, California. So if we can finagle some stuff to come visit you, man, we'll try to see if it's not too far of a drive for us.
All right, cool.
But yeah, I definitely keep you posted on that.
All right.
All right, man. Well, that's the end of today's episode. I would like to thank Matt one more time for coming on the show and bless us with his jiu-jitsu knowledge. Please go and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Oh, I think my mic just cut off. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought my mic cut off. But yeah, I was completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, go and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube page to stay up to date on all our future episodes. This has been Talk Your Jits podcast. Keep rolling, keep grinding, and remember,